Welcome everybody, my name's Joe, Big Joe, Joe Wassapa, Joe Gaming UK. I'm joined today by the FIFA boys. Put your hands together, please! Wait for it. Enough. Alright guys, I want you all to introduce yourselves.
Hi, my name is Alex.
And that is a fact.
Okay, else.
What else? No?
Semi-casual.
Yeah, I'm a semi-casual FIFA player and I'm from FIFA Pub.
Come on, Joe.
I'm Nicky Heppel. I'm on Xbox. Game tag made in England, 90. At the moment, I'm semi-casual, but trying to make it a bit further in FIFA community.
And I'm Tino Moreno. I'm organizing FIFA offline tournaments under the brand FIFA Pub in London. Almost 300 tournaments so far, more than 2,000 players. And I love the community. I love what I do.
Five together. So Tino, tell us more about FIFA Pubs.
Well, FIFA Pub started as when I came to London back in 2012. I remember I tried to find a community of offline FIFA players and I couldn't find it. Not really easy, maybe a tournament once a month or once every 2 months, and then you went there, you play one game, you pay an entry fee, you lost one game maybe, or the second game, and you went home. I did think that could be improved. So then I worked in creating my own website and making research about how I could improve that. And well, just contacting a few venues, trying to start really small with 2 consoles, bringing at the beginning my friends. But then at some point my friends said, well, it's just about playing against each other. We can do this on a weekend. And then I just tried to reach more people. It worked really nicely. So at some point, I think we were organizing 4 tournaments every week in different 4 venues in London, Monday to Thursday. And then, so it was actually 8 pubs in London. I quit my job for a year, actually. Wow. I was working as a software developer and I said, okay, I want to make my own decisions. I think this can work. So I quit for a year. I was working on that with my savings. And then every night, so when everyone left work, I started my own job. I carried my consoles. In the morning, I was editing the films. Mm-hmm. So I was filming the whole event for 3 hours and then editing at home. I uploaded a few videos on YouTube, but this is, I guess that it might be the same at the beginning. You get how many views? Like 25 views, 50 views. And I was spending 6 hours because I'm not a professional editing video. And the videos, when I look at them, they are really cool because I was paying a lot of attention to mounting and to editing. A lot of love, if you want to say it, because I was really passionate about it. And then at some point I said, well, maybe I don't need to be so, these videos don't need to go in so much detail. How can I improve the tournaments to make more fun out of them? Like people getting a lot of fun for the price they were paying, and some things went wrong, some things weren't right, getting a lot of feedback, and then going back to work to invest in consoles. So from 2 consoles, I went to 8 consoles, and then I got 2 venues where I could keep the consoles, organizing the tournaments regularly, 2 tournaments a week, and it went fantastically well. Like 32 players every 2 days. I mean, 2 days per week. So 64 players a week. Getting these big tournaments every 2 months with 64 players, tournaments of 64 players like the finals, big finals. I don't know, it was amazing. And now this year, we started, it didn't work as well as other years because location-wise, we couldn't find the right location maybe this year. And then now trying to be focused on next year, what's going to happen. Maybe it's going to happen still 1v1, or maybe it's going to happen something different. We need to find out, yeah. And that's my story. Before, I used to be good playing FIFA, and I don't play FIFA as much now. I'm more concentrated on organizing, maximizing, optimizing the event organization, coming up with the strategies like the card games, like the team cards, or you didn't play with them, like for instance
I've seen it online though.
the 4v4 tournament we played last time. That is something we can explore. For instance, the 2v2 tournaments were people's favorite. The only problem is that when you don't know your partner and your partner is not as good as you are, it's always disappointing. So then at some if you think it's hard to play 1v1 against really good 1v1 players, imagine 2v2 with a partner that you don't know at all and might be worse than you against two guys that they know each other.
Come on.
And the other two guys, they know you they know themselves every pass. So the difference were massive. But it was people's favorite. I don't know. That's my experience now. Anyone else can.
So how did you get into the FIFA?
So I've been playing FIFA probably since, if I'm honest, probably since about 01, 02.
Yeah.
Gradually getting more and more into it. I probably started playing online and such from about 09, so the start of Ultimate Team. Didn't get into Ultimate Team too much until about 13, 14. That's when I got into the proper community side of things. Like, ended up joining a Facebook group that I'd seen called FIFA for Xbox Gamers, and gradually worked my way through there. Started out as like silly little wagers and stuff like that for coins and players and such, and through there like joined leagues and stuff. I did originally see I'm not too sure the name, but it was like a tournament that's held in central London. Went there, didn't do too well. That was probably my first sort of like offline experience of FIFA. So it sort of put me off for a little bit. But I wanted to get back into it, so I messaged the page again, and that's when FIFA Pub had messaged me and said, like, we do this thing weekly, like, if you're interested in coming down, come down, like, see how you get on. I did take up that experience then, and probably a few years later, like this, probably last year I'd say, started playing a bit more Ultimate Team again, getting right into it, and spoke to a guy from We Win Games FC, and he said, like, we're going to go to the FIFA Pub. I'd seen that one an event as well. He's like, come down, like, give it a go. So I looked online and see there's a slot in the tournament with you guys as well, like the link up. I was like, let me give it a go.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
And from there, like, getting into that and obviously doing so well in the tournament, it sort of reinvigorated me playing, like, this sort of enforced the fact that, yeah, I can do it if I put my work in.
And you, what's your story?
My story was through FIFA Pub actually. Through FIFA Pub actually.
Yeah, I see you were in the FIFA Pub.
Yeah. So basically, my first event I went to was in 2015, I believe. But I personally messaged Tino himself, asking of the event, which was on Meetup. Meetup. That's it. Meetup.com, and I went down there, which was somewhere near London Bridge, if I'm correct.
Yeah, Jaeger Bar.
Yeah.
Near London Bridge.
Yeah, not too far from there. So, I went there and I saw loads of players. I was nervous, my first time. I entered the tournament and it didn't go too well. It didn't go too well. It didn't go too well, but that did something. And I was just so disappointed in how I did. And I thought, well, actually, I've been playing FIFA for so long, but I had taken like maybe say 3 to 4 years of not playing. And by the time I got in, the whole game changed basically. So like passing was different, the whole mechanics of the game was different. And that was FIFA 16 at the time. So I said to Tino, do you know what, this is bad, but I'm going to come again. And by the time I come again, I'm going to be good. So what happened was I bought
Can I say something?
Say
Actually, he said, Tino, I really love FIFA, bro. I love the community, but I'm so disappointed that I think I'm not gonna come back this year. I'm gonna get some training to go next year and win the tournament.
Yeah, say that. And adding on to that, I bought a PlayStation 3. I bought all the FIFAs from like 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and the 16,
None of
and
the
I
mechanics
learned.
change in each year.
Yeah, they do, but I just,
Not that- not that
I was
helps.
just so trash. I was just so trash at it. I just thought, you know what? Let me just play all of them up to the new one and see what's different, see what's changed
Crazy.
from when I've played it.
Yeah.
Because
Crazy.
at the tournament,
You're turning to yo-yo now.
no, seriously.
Oh, no,
So basically, so that's what I did, right?
No, it's attractive.
That's what I did, and yeah, that's good. So that's what I did. So what? And the reason why I did that is because I was just losing and drawing at the tournament, and a young gentleman said to me, "Have you played FIFA before?" And I thought, "No, I've been playing from like 7 years old, you know."
He said,
So
have you played FIFA before?
he said, "Have I played FIFA?" I was so bad.
Yeah.
He said, "Have I played before?" And I was like, "I've been playing from like 7, 8. Like
Yeah,
my
yeah.
first FIFA was like, you know, way before his time."
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
Born when I
Yeah,
played
he was
FIFA,
like, it was like way before his time.
Yeah.
You know, so I just started from scratch and carried on playing, and then I came back and I started to get a bit better, and I started to like get past the group
Hold on a
stages.
second.
And stuff.
Was he getting a bit better? Because he's like, I was getting a bit
Yeah. Yeah. He got better.
It must have. He's
Yeah.
I'll explain how we got to that.
Go on.
But yeah, I just carried on playing, and I started playing plays like Sky. He was there. Nabil, guy Mustafa, just all the other top players.
Mungus.
I kept playing them, and I started just improving. And then I started to. They had the 64 players of the best seasons, and I started to making those. But I wasn't getting to like the finals, but I was starting to
Get into the grand slam tournament
quarters,
type
semis,
thing,
semis, and improving. And then what happened is in the league, you had to finish in the top 4 to become part of the team, and I was so close, and I just was grinding out FIFA 17.
How did you get this top? Did he buy it secretly?
No.
No, go on, Karen. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, so yeah, at the end of the season, I finished 4th, and I was able to obviously join. But yeah, I worked my way.
No, you done well.
Definitely worked my way.
Do you know what's funny that you said that? Because
And I'm not even where I want to be. That's the thing, but I've improved. Like,
it's funny that you say this
Yeah.
because that's the problem with tournaments, and I think that's the good thing about FIFA pubs is that you kind of there's always like I don't know how it was for you, but there's always kind of a build up. Should I go to this tournament? Should I not? I'm gonna stay at home, play with my friends, and you think, oh, I want to be a bit more competitive.
Yeah.
And you finally go to the tournament,
Yeah.
then you get trounced. Now the worst thing about that is that you might not want to come back again. There's two ways to go.
There is.
I don't want to come back again.
And I
or you
did say
think-
that to Tino.
Yeah. Or you think I'm going to come back and I'm going to get one stage better, or I'm going to smash this up.
It's those two frame of minds that inevitably happen if you really want it, and it's the I don't want to come back, but it's like actually no, I can actually do this. Like so, yeah. So as I said, I bought all the FIFAs to learn, to start from scratch again.
No,
Bought FIFA 17.
I was going to add something. For instance, in FIFA, Pab, even if you lose, so the top 2 players played the Champions League, the bottom 2 players played Europa League. We had players that constantly they lose even the 3 games at group stages, and then they lose the next 2 games, and they end up happy because they have been talking about football, talking about FIFA, and they come next week and they've got like a bunch of friends to play with.
So
and maybe
that's the side of
next time they qualify for Champions League, and then that day they go home like saying,
it's more of like a competitive social gathering, social aspect.
Because we used to when we did tournaments, it was very competitive. I'm all about people enjoying the experience. So, I always made sure there was group stages because the tournaments I'd been to previous, like you lose, you're out.
Home.
So I always made sure there was a bit of a group stage, and or if there was only a small amount of players, put them in one big league. I wanted everyone to come in and really enjoy themselves and stay for a day, the whole day, and enjoy playing FIFA. However, when me and the champ, 3-time champion, where's my claps? Parky Junior.
Don't worry.
Parky Junior,
It's coming. It's coming. I haven't played him yet.
He's going
to
kick your ass.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, you need to make the finals to play against him, Alex.
It's coming.
It's coming home.
It's coming home.
You walk to the FIFA pubs, and I'm seeing like cards on the table. I'm thinking, what the hell? What we're gonna start doing? Shooting power. Swap it over. Like the cards. What is this? this is weird. And then we had to, they all had to equal a certain number, and I was like, this is just weird.
Yeah.
So we sat down, and obviously Reece puts his card on his best card. I don't know if it was his team there. I think it was Dortmund card.
I didn't know Man City. He loves a bit of Man City.
Yeah, Man City. So put it down there. He totally walloped somebody.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm struggling, and I did not figure out. Hold on a second. And I think Tino goes, you can't play with that card. Because I think I was pretending I knew the rules at that point. I just picked up my cards.
Oh, yeah,
What was going on. But you know, sometimes you just don't listen.
Yeah,
Because he's clearly there.
Yeah.
And you know, he's deep. He does really tell you stage by stage. But I'm just like, yeah, right, I'm smiling. Like, oh, seen a couple of boys that used to play.
You were actually the manager in that one. Like,
Yeah.
Sorting out Reese's PR, some champion man.
Yeah.
And I wasn't really listening. And then I think I played, or Reece played, and he's like, no, you can't use that team anymore. And I'm thinking, I'm looking at my other teams. I think I can only play with this team. So what's going on?
Give a bit of.
But when you break it down,
Yeah.
if you come to a tournament and you play his card system, you can be the best. You don't know me. I don't know the card system properly. I choose Man United. You know the card system, so you choose a lower team, thinking I'm just anyone. I end up battering you.
In the group stages.
All of a sudden, it changes the game for me because I haven't got any good players, but it also changes the game for you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I think it does keeps it. It almost levels it out a little bit.
Keeps it very broad and open. Yeah.
And most of the time, best players, they always play against the best teams of other people.
Yeah.
That's what I've been told. So it's also a challenge for them. So in the group stages, they might play with 2 star teams. And they get in Bayern Munich, Barcelona, Real Madrid against them. So even for them, it's a challenge. And for people who play with those teams, is a chance to win.
Yeah, it becomes it becomes strategic as well. I had to stop Reece when he played his second game. I was like, hold on a minute, everyone stop. You got to use a weaker team here. So you got, you choose the strategy game as well.
Yeah.
And then we went back after he won the first tournament. We went back to practice again, and so we started practicing with lower teams.
Right.
Because me and him, we go kind of back and forth at the game. I'm still his teacher. We go back and forth.
Okay.
Online, we played 140 games. I think he's won 130 games, and I've won 10. However, the 130 games, I think were by fluke.
Oh wow.
No, we're not here at all.
Yeah.
Mr. Miyagi is rubbish now. But it was good because then I would play with the 5-star teams and he'll play with the 3-star teams. So it keeps him quite leveled up, quite a bit. So, but I think that system for FIFA pubs is
it's brilliant. It's a brilliant system.
Fantastic.
It's a brilliant system.
Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, thanks.
So, what's the next step for you lot? Because if you reach a certain point now, because you're taking more interest in the game, and you want to go further, what would be the next? What would be the next stage for you two? What would be the next stage, and what would your family say?
To be honest, my family has never really been in I've always been more into gaming than they have. Like they see it like I spend too much time in it. I don't think I do, to be fair, but but in terms of FIFA, obviously I play Ultimate Team a lot, but this year I sort of kicked on a bit. I've had a couple more elite finishes rather than the goals finishes and stuff. And especially coming to the tournament, I wasn't sure how I'd perform in an offline thing. So obviously online, you can go any way, you never know. But then when you're actually in the environment of offline, I'd say it's probably a bit more intimidating because you never know what's going to happen.
But just if you was going to say to you, I said, Mum, I'm giving up work, I'm giving up school, college, whatever, I'm going to become a pro FIFA player. What do you think she would say? That's a real thing these days.
I will say something on that after you finish.
If I was a lot younger, I don't know if I'd support it, but obviously I'm 28, so if I'd done that now, it's obviously down to me.
This is your fault.
I'm a big man now, but
his mum was over here.
Sorry, Mum. Especially going to the tournament and doing as well as they did, and I think the way that the tournament was set out with the 85 overall, it done very well because obviously you got your one-man teams like your Ronaldo's and stuff like that. But with the 85s, it didn't matter if you had Ronaldo against someone like Sessignon, they was the same sort of.
Yeah, I found that a bit strange in that tournament with the whole 85 thing because I thought every player's 85 for everything. But it wasn't like
Without,
that.
There's certain aspects that was
Yeah.
different, but
No.
for the main majority of it,
The
like,
same
you
position.
could do it.
Same position is the same player.
Right, okay.
So all the centre backs are the same
But
player.
how did it feel for you? Because I know we played each other.
Yeah,
and
I
was
mean-
you my first game?
Third game.
Because
I
I
think
did not feel like
Yeah,
my players
same.
had the ability. I don't know what it
Same.
is. I think it's almost mental. It's
It
like
is.
it's like Frankie Johnson is just not Cristiano Ronaldo. I don't care. I don't care. They're not the same. They're the same stat. I just don't feel like you know. You pick up the ball, Cristiano Ronaldo. All of a sudden, you're getting your skills right. But Frankie Johnson has got the same skills as him in terms of statistics.
Yeah.
But you just don't feel mentally. It's weird.
I think it made it do. Like for me, I'm always like very like people normally say I'm not that good defensively, but going forward, I'm one of the best that they've seen. Like, I'll keep going at you and going at you. Whereas in the tournament, you can't really do that because they're so well matched up. So you have to find other ways, right?
Yeah.
You have to play a passing game.
A lot
you have
more
to
build-up.
defend well,
Build-up, yeah.
Which like my defence at the tournament was probably the best I've ever played. I've probably conceded about 3 goals overall across the whole. I was
Did I
thinking
not
about
score?
like,
Did I not
I
score?
lost 3 on my first game, so that's a lie.
Did I beat you?
No.
I don't remember.
Four
Oh,
nil.
yeah. Okay. Anyway, cut that bit out. We did really.
But yeah, even up until the final, like the semi-final, like I drew that 0-0, and like the defence wasn't playing. And unfortunately, I did go out on penalties, which is like any man's game at that point.
Yeah, because I remember playing you and I was just getting frustrated. You know, after a certain time when something's not working, you can lose your head and like, you know
Yeah,
what?
that's a
You
lot of things
almost
you can do.
give up. And he banged in the third goal and I just thought, forget it. This guy's serious.
Yeah, it takes composure.
And to be honest, it was that game that sort of like put me on the path to get to that.
Alright, let's cut him off and then we'll talk about our game. What
cool.
about you?
With what about me? How did I do?
Yeah, what?
Your
What
family,
do you-
what your
Oh, it's
family.
my fam-
Had to say on that.
Oh, back. Do you want to go back to that?
Family going pro. Say, Mum, Dad, I'm going pro.
I mean, there's ways to obviously get that across, but I can.
Not if you're African.
There's ways to get it. But if we really look at esports, like
Yeah.
FIFA 18 is an esport now. So basically, it's reaching millions of people across the world. 150,000 views on Twitch. It's like a profession now. So you can play FIFA for a living. So people who are playing FIFA at this time and age are between the ages of, I'll say, maybe 16 to maybe yes. And there's like
To 13.
there's professional players I know that are like the ages of 17, 18 years old.
To what drink? 17, 18 to how?
Yeah, 17 and 18. Yeah, I
to
personally know.
30,
Yeah, to like
40.
and they play as a
Not
profession.
40.
Not 40.
Dito,
I
for
don't
instance,
know. I know
like,
Dito's the oldest, but I
it's
don't
one
know
of the
anyone.
oldest.
It's one of the oldest, but they are professional players who are young.
What do you think is the
Yeah, 30, I will
Probably
say,
say-
professionally these days.
18 to what?
30,
18 to 30.
I think
I've
so.
got no
Well,
chance.
we can
36,
confirm.
I've got no chance.
No.
Well,
You might have-
DH
you might-
checks.
in 6 years' time, Dito might make it. to
DH checks who
36.
won Barcelona qualifier. He's like 17 years old, I believe.
Really?
So
It's
there are
hard, though. As
players
you
who are
get
doing.
older, it's like all sports.
Yeah.
Reflexes get slower. And...
So it's there's ways to do it. There's
what
ways
have
to
you
get
told
around.
your mum and dad?
I don't live with my
Oh,
own.
look at my
I don't live with my mum and dad. But yeah, it's.
Would
is
you
it-
go pro? If you got good enough,
If
would
I
you...
could, if I had the chance to go pro, it's there's one thing being good, but there's also like a backing. You speak of District G, Parky, right? Who plays for obviously So obviously you can fund, you can do something. If you like loads of people who are professionals play for actual sports clubs. Play for organizations who back them, who can fund them, who can push them on, who can put them. Do you know what I mean?
Make them better.
Yeah, so they're able to play full time based upon many things, not just their FIFA ability. Do you understand what I'm saying? So players
FIFA
like
ability.
Dito, who played for Man City, do you know what I mean? Players like Kurt, who doesn't play for a team, but one of the best players on the Xbox.
I've got data.
Go for it.
Dito, he was born in 1988.
Okay.
So
Same age as me.
he has he has played 39 professional tournaments and he has won $97,000. So that is
Shows
crazy,
it's
but
becoming
is
a-
it professional? Because he's one of the top players ever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? $97,000 like in 6 years. Is that a? I mean, would you quit your job to
No.
do that?
But it's-
Would you raise a family with that?
No.
Oof.
But it's evolving though, isn't it? That's quite a
Yeah,
good starting point. How many years?
Yeah,
Since he's-
that's poor average.
It's super.
Average is
forever.
But I think now it's
No,
good.
this year it has
because
grown
it's
a lot
growing
because
each
before
year.
the winner of the World Cup got $20,000, whereas this year I need to.
The winner of last year, how much?
last year-
200,000.
almost 200,000.
Almost 200,000.
But I think as the esports actually embraces FIFA more, it will get bigger. I mean, look at games like was it StarCraft?
Yeah.
These are serious.
We've got
But
Fortnite
still,
as well.
there is a gap there. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
the winner gets 200,000. The fourth gets 15,000, which means that in order to be professional, you need to win.
Win all the time.
all the time.
You need to be finishing high.
Yeah,
So you
every
need to
month, like £3,000. Or I mean, I will think of or £1,000.
Yeah.
That's the tool.
And that's a lot.
But these players
how
are
many-
on salaries though.
Are they?
Dito is on a salary. Yeah, of course.
that's a bit different.
They're on contracts
Exactly.
and they're on salary, so
But
they
do
pay
we have
monthly.
figures?
I don't know that how much that can't obviously be disclosed. But the fact they're on a salary and can play the game full time
think that-
is the best. It's one of the best positions
That
you
would-
can be from playing a game.
That would be my vision.
Am I wrong?
That
I
would
don't
be
know.
my
If you
vision.
can
My vision
give me
would
another
be
view. I'd like to.
maybe the prize pot could be 20,000, 30,000. It wouldn't matter as long. Well, it would. Let's say if it was about 50, 60K. There would have to be some elite leagues, and in the Premiership, the elite leagues, you have to have a certain amount of salary.
That's what happens in League
Yeah.
of Legends, for instance.
Yeah.
They set the minimum salary on $25,000
A year.
3 years ago, a year.
Oh, that's perfect.
But now they are increasing that salary as well, like for the top.
I think
fly.
that will make it work a little bit better because then you've got something. Then you've got then your career is kind of paved out for you. I want to be a FIFA player. I'm going to be earning 30K a year, basic salary plus bonus according to when I finish.
To where you finish in the tournament.
As well, because if you play too much, like at the minute when I play FIFA, like there is a very fine balance between playing too much and it becoming a bit like laggy and annoying,
No.
and playing too less, and then you not.
Yeah.
feel
This
It's
like
right
you're-
balance. Yeah, they're right. Yeah, that's true. That's
That's
true.
Before,
That's true.
You know, I'm not sure if you lot are aware, but I think maybe about 4 weeks ago, it is now gaming is now an addiction. You can actually receive help from your doctor now. So what is the
Finally,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You're gonna be saying that.
buying 2010, 11, 12, 13.
But didn't Carl? I think it.
Is there specific
what it's alright was
stuff you can?
that girl sparking out her dad when she was playing Fortnite. She beat
Yeah.
herself twice. She didn't want to go to the toilet.
Yeah, but this happened before. If you remember Manhunt,
no.
there's been a.
I
Do you remember that?
I remember the man.
Yeah, there's a situation about that happened, and do you know what I mean?
I personally, it might be an unpopular opinion, but I don't agree with it. I personally put that on the parents. To a certain extent, you could say, yeah, they may be addicted, but if you
So
can't,
parents say, all right, 2 hours jail, you've got to go to bed.
at that point when you're like, say, I think the kid was 7, at the point where your kid is telling you, no, I'm staying on the game. You
Yeah,
kind
then
of
that's
put your foot down.
That comes down to parental guidance.
I will say something else. Actually,
No,
now
what?
Parental
in Germany,
guidance.
they are blaming the players for playing a lot of video games, and that they say that that's the reason why they got out of the World Cup
Really?
in Germany, because they were all the time playing FIFA, Call
Well, that's
of
what
Duty,
David James
Fortnite.
said when Liverpool drew 3-3 with Newcastle. Remember, too much PlayStation.
Yeah, what?
Okay,
Yeah, go on.
so when because now obviously our champion Reece Parky won 3 in a row. By the way, 3 in a row. When
He
I'm
should
playing
have
against-
come,
when I'm playing
actually.
against him now, I mean at one point the gap between us. I remember telling him ages ago before we wanted to say, all right, you need to go on a trial to become a pro. I remember saying to him when he was playing me, because you could never beat him before, and then when FIFA 18 came out, all of a sudden it was quite hard that this little kid now was beating Mr. Miyagi here. Daniel Son was now beating Mr. Miyagi. And then we were playing and he was still only beating by 1 or 2 goals all the time. And I said to him, he's like, oh, when are you going to send me to the tournament? I said, listen, you need to be beating me 5-6-0.
Yeah.
You're not ready to go to any tournament unless you can beat me 5 or 6-0. Because I can beat you all the time, I can beat you all the time. I'm like, but you only beat me by 1 goal. And then about 3 months later, the 5s, the 6s, and the 7s started coming.
Oh wow, yeah.
Now,
You put what on it?
so it's like the beating started coming massively, and then I had to then start really spending time on FIFA in order to close that gap, so that we could practice together. Because at one point he's like, "Yeah, I'm playing. Where's your brother? Where's your brother? I'm gonna play your brother." And I'm like, "Do you know what? You're getting me upset. I'll slap you, kid. I'll slap you." But I started playing more, maybe 3-4, and I'm working full time, and I'm playing 3-4 hours, a night just to keep up. And then slowly I managed to close the gap again. Do you understand what I mean? So, but what the question I'm asking everyone is, what's the difference between training for a game and being addicted to the game? Am I addicted? I don't really know. But do I want to get better? Do I want to be able to, compete with Reese? Yes, I do. But I realised I need to play. And when I stopped playing, like Reese, me and Reese we're not playing for 2 weeks. When we both start on the game, he's so much sharper. It'll take me 3 or 4 games. He sent me home. We've played into the night before, and I've gone home like wanting to throw him downstairs and stuff. But then I go. I won't play for a couple of weeks, but every day I'm doing 2-3 hours. Anything I can fit in. All of a sudden, we're competing again. I'm competing again. Still losing. It's only 1-2 nils again.
I've got 2 answers for that.
Go on.
I think he's sharper, or we are sharper when we stop playing for a while, because we are more unpredictable. When you play so many times in a row, you tend to do what you do well a lot more. And then you play maybe better in terms of more your performance is better in passes and that, but it's predictable because you are doing what you do well all the time.
Yes.
And then that tends to be what everyone does well, because it's what the game tells you that is better.
Yeah.
But then when you stop for a while, you need to find tools to do different stuff. You don't remember your instincts.
Yeah.
And then I think that's one reason. And then the other question you asked was when you stop being an addict, or what's the difference?
Yeah, being addicted and just trying to practice.
No, I think is you can be workaholic as well. Like
Yeah.
So I think when you put priorities in your life that are not the real priorities.
Yeah.
And then so imagine you've got a family, and then you put your family after your playing time on FIFA.
Yeah.
That is
Honey, look after Jack. Honey, I'm playing FUT, baby.
Yeah, or
Yeah,
not
that's
even.
that's
not
that's right. Yeah, that's when the problem comes.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
say if you're not doing your work, you just maybe skipping your classes.
Yeah.
That's when
But
it
what
can
if you're
become.
practicing to be a pro? Say you okay.
No,
so
if you get paid and I've got 8 hours to, and then I
Yeah,
do my
but you
8
don't do
hours,
this.
my 12 hours.
Okay, but you're not getting paid. But okay, so you turn around tomorrow and you say, right, I want to become a pro. How many hours can you play a day, knowing that you want to take this pro without someone accusing you of being addicted?
I'd probably say 2 to 3 hours is probably on average like what I would say. Like I genuinely play anyway. Roughly at the minute, not at the moment, but like when I'm playing FIFA properly, 2 to 3 hours a night is like nothing. Yeah.
Okay, so that's
but
what you pay.
in terms of addicting, like if you're playing 8 hours, I think anything over 8 hours a day is way too much. Like
Depending on how much.
For the top level players, like there's a set level that you're going to be at anyway. You're good at the game, like so you don't need to be playing 8 hours a day. Like
Yeah.
I'd say like the 3 to 4 hours for a pro anyway is more than acceptable. Like it's because if you're thinking if they're playing weekend league as well, that counts as their practice.
That's the whole weekend.
Like if you're just playing general like season games or anything like that, friendlies against other pros, anything like that, 2, 3, 4 hours.
So if someone wants to get to your semi-pro level now, and they're going to buy FIFA 19. How many hours do you think they should be playing to get to your level? Not how many hours is acceptable, but I want to be like you, want to be a semi-pro gamer, thinking of maybe becoming pro. How much time is acceptable? Not how much time would their missus let them get away with, but how much time will
I'd probably say at the start, probably 2 to 3 hours on that. I think most people generally can spare that amount of time to be playing that. And once you're at that certain level and you're comfortable at the game, you haven't got to spend that amount of time. Like at the moment, like I hardly play FIFA at all until FIFA 19 comes out.
It's come to that point now.
If you had a console and we played right now, I could generally pick up quite a high level of
Straight
FIFA.
away,
Straight away.
level. Yeah.
And like Timo was saying, when you come back to FIFA, and at least in my experience, I feel I play better. Well, if I haven't played it for a while, I'll come back and do really well. And if I play it too much again, I fall into my old habits and don't do it as
Start
well.
playing a certain way. And,
It's quite weird
so,
because I find that sometimes if I don't check myself, I'm playing almost subconsciously. But I know playing with my brother, a particular time where I thought, oh my God, was where I was running with the ball and I was going to pass to the left. Already he's running to the left and he just took the ball. I saw him running to the left and I still passed
Yeah,
and
yeah,
he just took the ball. That's when I realised that, hold on a minute, I'm so predictable.
Yeah.
Like, that's when I think I've got to change it round. But when I stop playing for even a few days, I feel like I'm starting from the beginning again.
yeah.
And I don't see it as an advantage because, I don't know, I just don't see it as an advantage.
You need a balance between those two.
Mm.
I reckon. I mean, if you don't play for a year or 2 years,
Yeah.
It's gone.
Yeah.
Just a quick question.
God.
Is there a massive difference between playing offline versus online? Like, is one harder than the other?
100%.
I
100%.
personally believe, because even though I'd been to the previous event, like when I'd done terribly bad, like that guy actually dominated me. I didn't really get to see the difference between offline and online play.
Okay.
Whereas when I came to the District Dream FIFA Pubs event, like, and then after I played that event, went back to playing Ultimate Team again, the difference was just so vast, it's unreal. And like, that's when I started bugging you guys. I was like, when's your next event? I need to start playing.
Yeah,
It's way better playing
it's
offline.
definitely totally
Yeah.
different.
Do you
It
know
really
what?
is.
There's always a problem with online because glitch, and you might have your internet from Costa Coffee. I might have the Virgin one, and so it's going to be difficult. You know, you can't do the skills. You're a skill man.
Yeah.
none of you actually.
There's certain levels, like in Foot Champions, for example, like there's like this slight lag glitch, but it'll like fast forward you.
Oh, I can't stand it.
Speed up
so
lag,
horrible.
it happens.
Like, it only happens in Foot Champions. I've had so many arguments with EA over it, like where I've lost games in 90 minutes because it's done it to me. It's like, why aren't you fixing this glitch? Like, it's clearly there, and they try and blame you for the lag. But like,
there is
offline
stuff
mode,
like
you
that,
don't
yeah.
get that. It's literally you versus the other person.
Yeah, that's
and
the difference.
whoever's best comes out on top. Whereas there's so many other like factors on online play,
Online, you can just
including
pulling the wires
There's
and
also like could just be general lag, stuff like that.
Okay, so what makes a good FIFA player?
What makes a good FIFA player? Someone who just grinds the game, improves, wants to improve, goes to tournaments, plays people, enters online tournaments.
Okay.
That makes a good FIFA player
But,
to be. To be honest.
someone could do that and be rubbish at FIFA. I'm talking about in-game skills because I go to everywhere and just get battered.
I think if you do that, you should gradually improve.
So what?
To be honest.
Tino, I've got a quick question. Tino, yeah. From what you've seen being a tournament organizer from all the years and stuff, is there certain traits that you notice about like the best players that they all kind of have in common, like in the way regards to the way they play, or is it just all different? Does it make a difference? Like
No, it doesn't make a difference. I can see different gameplays. Actually, I'm crazy about data. So I wanted to analyze the gameplay of each player and having a definition of a player as a player, not as a player of FIFA, you know, not a speed, pace or dribbling or whatever, but how people play FIFA. So I know, for instance, Tino, again, he passes the ball all the time and he controls the ball and he gets 70% possession kind of thing. And when you see him playing, he's amazing. He doesn't run with the ball, for instance. And when you see Parky, for instance, he runs counter-attack.
Counter all the time. Yeah.
He runs like crazy. He does few dribbles, but he knows them from heart. All the players, they shoot from the outside all the time, and they are good with free kicks, with corner kicks, but they also are good in defense. Parky is really good defending as well. So there is a way of knowing which kind of player you are at FIFA and how to counter-attack you. I know people play better against other players depending on their.
Because I think it's also about how quick you can figure somebody out. You know?
Yeah, there is that
Because
too.
when we played, because the guy that was beating everybody, I'd really watched a few games, so I figured him out. So as soon as I sat down with him, I figured out what he was going to do. But I couldn't figure you out at all. And sometimes it happens very late on. So if you can't figure them out straight away, and they figure you out,
that makes
you know, you absolutely do.
In those first 3 games, I think like those first 3 games that I played literally 3 different games. The first game, I went into it sort of like free pass. I was like, let me play my game how I'd usually play it and see how I do. And I got battered 3-0. And I was like, I don't want to go home early. I played very defensively.
Yeah.
And like, I managed to pull out of the draw. I hit the post in the 90th minute. Arguably should have won it, but like, I played very defensive. And when I came up against Stu, I was like, I need to try and get the win here. So I will try and keep the defence tight, but I'm going to have to throw a bit of attack. And obviously, once the first goal went in,
Alright,
the
cool.
floodgates.
Yeah,
Oh my God. Can we cut this bit out? This means we've got to cut out.